Hey guys, good afternoon or good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Great to be with you. Don't forget to check out my hat, believemeachieve.com. More of my amazing, inspiring creations just for you guys. So welcome. If you're new here, it's great to have you here. If you're coming back, well, welcome back. I invite you to take this moment to go ahead and get yourself a delicious beverage, a snack, whether it be a fruit, whether it be some cookies, chocolate, whatever, healthy, non-healthy. Go ahead and get that. Rush on back so we can start the show. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you're with me at 4:38 p.m., 4:38 a.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 1 p.m., it doesn't really matter. Thank you so much for being here. Really do appreciate that. So hurry on back there. I know you're at the fridge or you're in your kitchen there getting yourself a snack. So hurry back. Well, welcome to another episode of the Inspirations for Your Life podcast, hosted by myself, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Today, we're diving into an exciting topic that could transform the way you approach creativity and innovation forever. We'll explore how play, yes, play, that thing we often associate with childhood, can unlock breakthrough ideas, solve complex problems, and fuel collaboration in any environment. Whether you're a leader, entrepreneur, or creative professional, you'll discover how embracing play can lead to more impactful and engaging work. So let's get ready to unleash the full potential of play to innovate. You have that snack, you have that beverage. Well, let's get started. All right. So, our master topic, ladies and gentlemen, for the week, in case you didn't know, how to harness playfulness for serious success. We're on Series 41. And if you're wondering what the master topic is for tonight, well, I thought you would never ask me. The master topic for tonight is a very, very good topic. And that is, everyone, you ready for it? All right. Our master topic for tonight is this: it's play to innovate, unlocking creativity through fun. Well, that sounds a lot very interesting. So, this whole week, we're going to be diving into these different areas, right? So, the intersection of play and creativity. It's something that a lot of people think is not real, but I'm here to tell you that it's very, 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 very real. So, sometimes play will stimulate and create thinking by removing the fear of failure. Examples of maybe how playful environments inspire breakthroughs, innovation, such as Google uses Legos. And there's lots of others out there to inspire people to play, to creatively play. That's what I like to say, to creatively play. When we creatively play, we have fun. But not only do we have fun, ladies and gentlemen, we learn. We learn in a way that is sometimes uncommon. But in the uncommon, ladies and gentlemen, we get to embrace truth. We get to embrace truth. Pretty cool, right? What does that mean to you? I think a lot of people, when they hear the word play, they don't think they can make money when they talk about play, but play is what allows us to arouse curiosity and allows us to look at something from a different perspective, right? We've talked about the 6 and the 9 dilemma, right? If you look at it from one angle, it looks like a 6, the other angle, it looks like a 9. So when we play, we have this very unique set of properties that we inherit and allow us to see the situation differently because we're just playing. We're just creatively trying things. If it doesn't work, well, we'll just try something else. So, play is also a problem solving tool. So, using playful experimentation to approach challenges from fresh perspectives. I know in marketing, and many of you guys know, myself being an engineer, I didn't always know marketing and advertising. Company's only 16 years young. And then I'll get something right the first time, I'm like, oh, I'll just creatively play. If it didn't work, well, we'll play and try something else, right? And I playful experiment with things, and it just really charges me. Gamification and problem solving leads to lots of innovation. People think you can't play games, but the truth of the matter is you really can play games. You can play games. And when you learn how to play games, life gets fun, you learn more, and guess what? You become more productive, you become more successful, and you make more money. All right. So there is a science behind play and brain function. I'm not sure if you know that. So the cognitive benefits of play in adults is that we boost our brain's plasticity and cognitive flexibility. Wow, John, that was a big mouthful. Yeah. So plasticity, um, basically the ability to change form. And so when we understand that our brain's plasticity has actually the potential to take us from point A to point B just by a belief, by a change, by the way we feed our brain, thoughts, and playful activities. And that allows our cognitive flexibility to grow as well. So, the role of playing and enhancing divergent thinking is a key component of innovation. A lot of people think, though, that if I play, I'm really not working. Well, I have to tell you that if you play, you are working, my friends. You are definitely, definitely working. And so when I say definitely working, I mean that you are making like a real big difference. And so by making a big difference, it's like you're seeing the world for the first time, right? You're seeing the world for the first time. Now, this is something I believe that is so absolutely amazing. You're seeing the world for the first time. And when you do this, it's like, oh my gosh, things are like so crazy, right? I can tell you that this is something that you probably didn't think really existed. Um, And I will tell you that in addition to, understanding the way things work, it allows us to take on a new perspective of life, a new perspective of life, a perspective that allows us to change, to change. And although change is not easy, change can be more natural when we embrace play. All right, that's the main thing that I wanted to get out when I say that. Um, Next thing I want to talk about is team collaboration and play. A lot of teams don't allow play because they say, well, we have to stick to the points, or we have to stick to our agenda. So team collaboration is very important. Playful activities can foster collaboration and improve team dynamics as well as the bonding and the trust levels. Building trust and communication through team based games and creative exercises is pretty much natural. Those that try to block this will find that they're missing a big potential in life, a very, very big potential. So, if you want to grow your team and make that team better, why not play together as a team? Maybe do some activities. It could be playing something as simple as Uno. We're playing Uno Attack. Um, just do things that are going to engage people and promote spontaneity. Okay. The next point that I want to talk about, in case you're wondering, and that is going to be removing barriers to innovation through play. Wow, that's a huge one, if you ask me, a very, very huge one. So thinking about play for a moment, and thinking about barriers, things that prevent us from going to where we want to be. Structured play can reduce stress and open new pathways for thinking. So, what's the difference between structured play? So, structured play just means that there's an end result that you expect. And so, if we're playing to solve a puzzle, right, it's structured in what we're doing. We're not just going around and running around the room, right? So, there's play that can have very positive um, consequences. play as a method to break down rigid work structures and hierarchical thinking is something that I believe a lot of people wish they could just, pick up like so easily. And I think that's something that most people don't get. They don't understand how play has this big potential in life. But I'm here to tell you it has a big, big potential, a potential that you didn't even think probably existed. All right, so now we know that play can help us remove barriers. Did you know that play can actually help another way? It can build an innovation culture. Yes, play can build an innovation culture. So innovation culture and playfulness. So how does that work, John? So we create a workplace culture that values experimentation, risk-taking, and play. Google's done this. Facebook has done this. Lots of companies are doing this. The role of leadership in encouraging playful exploration without fear of judgment is key for this to work. Because you might say, well, gee, I don't know how to play. I haven't played since I was a kid. Well, maybe that's your problem. You see, we can't be afraid to play. When we play, if we get something wrong, well, then we do it again. When we do something and we're very serious, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like if I fail. But if you do it when you play, it's like not a big deal. Okay. So innovation through the magic of creating a culture. How about real world case studies? So companies that have embraced play to drive innovation are people like IDEO, Pixar, and even 3M. Their playful approach has led to successful product development and problem solving. How does that work? So it's focused on the concept that we're always striving to grow. Okay. At Pixar, they understand that we have to creatively keep playing to keep growing. I think that's the problem with a lot of companies out there is that they're so rigid, and that if it's not a squared plus b squared equals c squared, like the Pythagorean theorem, then they're like, well, there's nothing we can do, right? All right. So now that we've understood this a little bit, let's think about this play as a learning tool. This is cool. So incorporating play in learning environments fosters continuous innovation. Now, not just kids, not just people that get older, but jobs, volunteering, friends. I like to use play as a way to explain sometimes a difficult task. But then when someone says, oh, now I see what you mean. Like they still be like, I didn't catch it that way. Now I do. So that's very, very important. Play as a learning tool. Now, overcoming innovation fatigue is very important. So play can combat burnout that we might have. It can keep the mind engaged, right? And curious in long-term innovative thinking. Play as a strategy to refresh creative energies, especially our batteries, avoid stagnation. When somebody says to me, oh, gee, let's think about a new idea. Oh, I don't really want to think about a new idea. But let's playfully explore what the new ideas could be. Or playfully explore how we could market this concept. Wow, I'm all on board for that. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of fun, right? And I think that's something that a lot of people don't quite understand. And maybe you can understand a certain way, but it's important to understand this. Does that make sense to everybody? I think some people don't quite get it. And the reason they don't get it is because they're looking to get something from the front door. Now, what I mean by the front door is that the front door is pretty much the approach that's always logical, right? And sometimes we can't solve a problem through the very structured logic. Being an engineer, I find that a lot of my solutions come even with programming or software or hardware. It comes from me creatively playing and just saying, what if this, what if that? Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. So now we know that play can be a real game changer. No pun intended there. And the last point I want to cover is actionable tips that we need to take for introducing play into workspaces. Practical ways to integrate playful activities into team meetings or project brainstorming. So you might be saying, John, what? That's correct. What are practical ways to implement? Well, think of play as brainstorming. Okay. Unbalanced conversations, um, maybe the fact of people always being afraid of the awkward silence, maybe something like brain writing. Everyone writes down 3 ideas that relate to the topic of the brainstorm and then allow about 4 to 6 minutes for the process. Then everyone passes their ideas to the person on the right or left, whichever you prefer. And then you could build off those ideas, adding bullet points or creative strategies on them. Rapid ideation. Everyone writes down as many ideas as possible in a set amount of time before any ideas are discussed, critiqued, or flushed out. For this method, you'll need to set and stick to a time constraint. Otherwise, you'll risk losing the sense of urgency. Figure storming. A group picks a well-known figure who is not in the room. It could be a boss, a fictional character, or a well-known public figure. And discuss how would that person approach the problem or think about this idea. For example, you might ask, how would Oprah Winfrey approach this problem? It might seem silly, but putting yourself in someone else's shoes can help you and your team approach the problem in a different way. Eidetic image method. So this comes from a lot of authors, and a psychologist, Jacqueline Sussman, employs vivid images stored in our minds, taking those from all of our experiences and be with an intention setting, having the group close their eyes and clearly set an intention for what they will create. For example, maybe an innovative counting device or an innovative solution to take the dishes from the cabinet to the dishwasher. I should say from the dishwasher to the cabinet and have they're dried. So these intentions are set, and then you have everyone close to their eyes. And when they do this, they get images. Online brainstorming, brain netting. This is you can use central locations for team members, use Slack, Teams, lots of things. Round robin brainstorming, contributing one idea to the brainstorm. The first rule is that the group has to make it around the whole room at least once before anyone contributes a second idea or criticizes. Step ladder, a little more complex. It's a way to make sure the group isn't heavily influenced by the first few ideas or by the loudest people. To use the stepladder technique, a facilitator first introduces the brainstorming topic, and then everyone leaves the room except for 2 people. If you're working with a remote team, you can use breakout rooms, video conferencing apps, etc., to facilitate this. So the 2 brainstorm together for a few minutes before a third person comes back in the room. The third person shares some of their ideas before discussing the ideas that first were discussed by the 2, and then it kind of dominoes from there. Mind mapping. An idea, sharing with a group, maybe it isn't the right idea, but it sparks 3 better ideas. Star busting, or bursting, I should say, is a later stage brainstorming that can be implemented when a group has already selected an idea. Your team will start with an idea or challenge at the center and then create a 6-point star around it. Each point represents a question: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay. Change of scenery. Maybe your team is getting stagnant because they're in the same place. Take them on a field trip. Okay. Brainstorming should be a fun activity, should be playful. It should not be stressful, but it's important to have some rules. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now, but if you don't, I'm going to let you know I'm Mr. John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you on these fantastic days, evenings, whatever they are. Do check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations, ladies and gentlemen, and I will catch you guys real soon, all right? Take care, everyone.